Yo, 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 what's up, people? We is back. We is back. Another day on Keep G News. I was up early today, right? Yeah, I got matches, y'all. Don't kill me. Can't seem to keep it lighter. Right, disappearing. I bought like 5 of them daggone things in the last couple of days. But I was up early cruising the internet, you know, seeing what's going on in the world. In the internet world. For the most part, all I ran across is a whole bunch of garbage. People still don't understand. I seen the blog page talking about why so Woody need his own show. And people still don't understand why that sounds crazy. They give a person with no integrity, no honor, no nothing, no morals. Why people don't understand that's a bad idea to have that person's voice reach millions of people. But that ain't nothing. For the most part, that's just black people being ignorant. You hit that like button. So as I'm looking through the internet, like I said, mostly I found garbage. Nothing real interesting. But I run across a video from out of Baltimore. And the title of it is New Data Shows. Let me tell y'all the title. It's from Fox 45.
Here's a quick hack on how to unsubscribe from all of your emails at once. It's called Enroll Me, and it allows you to see all of your subscriptions.
It's free. They stop killing each other.
It's a New Data Shows. God damn, where the fuck the sun just come from? It's fucked up my damn light. What the hell? Fucking sun just fucked us up, y'all. Shit just got right there. So yeah, the title of the video from Fox 45 Baltimore. And I'm sure people are experiencing this everywhere. This ain't more. This is a United States problem, yo, that everybody act like they don't know how to fix. Say new data shows Baltimore juvenile crime rates soar over 200% in 3 years. Soared over 200% in 3 years. Yo, what the world is going on with the youth? That's what most people would think. What's going on with the youth? Juvenile justice system too soft on crime. So y'all know what the remedy to that is, right? The juvenile justice system is too soft on crime, right? And it's being promoted all over the internet. Every time, everywhere you see, that's all you see is juvenile carjack 80-year-old woman. Juveniles did this, juveniles did that. You know, the simple fix would be send them to adult prisons. But I don't think that's the fix. I just think that's just further perpetuate the problem. You know, we don't want, like, we already got a problem with black men killing each other all over the United States. Serious problem. It's happening everywhere. I don't think we want to start sending out juveniles to prison too, man. Y'all think that's something that we should be doing? Do y'all think that the condition the condition that our community is in right now, where niggas is killing each other all over the place, drill music then got into the minds of the youth and niggas going wild all the way up until 30 something? You feel me? Do y'all think the fix with the crime with the juveniles is to send them to prison? Like, for real. Plus football, what it is. Y'all can't see, y'all. The sun done messed this up. Hold up, y'all. I gotta move again. Damn sun. Oh, and I can see now. Right, so it's we need real programs for them that teach a trade and a way for them to make money. Straight up stories of V. But you know that's not like if I was to go to the comments of this video, I'm gonna go to the comments before I even play the video. It's 26 comments. I was born in 1960. When I grew up, you couldn't even think about doing any of these things these children do today. You went to school, you did your chores, and you did not talk back to your parents. That ain't really say nothing. This is what happens when the streets raise kids. And they are not scared of punishment when they are caught. You mean baby mamas just getting their lives together? The usuals doing their thing. You know, I see that a lot, y'all. White people always just say the usuals doing their thing. The usual suspects. Y'all be saying that on the internet whenever you got these people getting in trouble. And and that's just so dismissive, yo. Like when they say things like that, that's totally dismissed the real issues and the real problems. When they know there's no punishment, what do you think is gonna happen? That's what I was looking for. Those comments. Put them in general population in prison. They need to be charged as adults and do adult time, no matter what their age is. Yup, these are comments I was looking for right there. So that's what most people say. Send them to prison. But like I said, yo, is that what we need? We already killing each other. Adults is killing each other. Do people really think the fix is sending the juveniles to prison as well? Like, how is that going to help the community? Over time, yo, if you just start locking up juveniles by the masses, we still haven't fixed the problem with killing each other as adults. But if you just start locking up juveniles by the masses, where is that going to leave the black community? Where is that going to leave black people? Yo, like I don't even think that's an option. So let me play this. Or let me play this video, man. Listen to this.
Disturbing.
So I done talked about this a few times, yo, and I think a lot of that shit is boredom. You know, boredom when you young and growing up, when you young and impressionable, boredom will drive you to do some wild things, man. Boredom, lack of resources, living in poverty, just not having no money. Now, if you was young and you didn't never experience those type of situations, you'll never understand. Also, peer pressure play a role in it. But I remember when we was young and all of us, we all played sports, you know, basketball, football, baseball, we'd get together. And then I remember when it changed, you know, it went from playing basketball to throwing rocks at buses and throwing rocks at cars. And I remember it all being centered around boredom. And then from throwing rocks at cars and buses, you start smoking weed. From smoking weed, now you understand? It's just a domino effect. But listen to this. Next they know you stealing cars, selling drugs. Now you 15 years in and you don't know what the fuck happened. But listen to this.
New data from the Baltimore City State's Attorney's Office.
It's just terrible to see, and it's very disconcerting.
Showing juvenile crime still skyrocketing across the city. Compared to this time in 2022, 191 juveniles faced criminal charges. In 2023, that grew to 304. And now this year to 590, a 208% rise in overall juvenile crime over the last 3 years.
We are seeing more and more violent crimes from kids at a younger and younger age.
Some of the top offenses, car thefts and carjackings, driven up 158%. And robberies seeing an alarming 1,347% increase.
It's disheartening. I guess we have to work harder.
Just within the last week, a quiet Northeast Baltimore neighborhood rocked by a brazen armed robbery. The suspects arrested, only 16 and 12 years old. Just a few miles south on Pulaski Highway, a 16-year-old arrested for a deadly hit and run.
Bus is turning.
And west at the Mondawmin Metro Center, a 14-year-old shot and killed, along with a 19-year-old who survived the attack. On social media, BPD asking the public's help identifying this suspect, another seemingly young case. Some residents shocked.
I just pray stop killing each other.
But not surprised.
These kids today, they are dangerous. We was mischievous in my day, but these kids today, they dangerous.
Many holding out hope change will arrive in November when Maryland's new juvenile justice reform law is scheduled to take effect, expanding the charges those under the age of 13 can face to include sex offenses, gun violations, and cases of animal cruelty.
Do y'all see what they doing? Did y'all hear that? Let me run that back. People think it's going to change when the new juvenile justice law take effect in November. But I tell y'all, I ain't even know nothing about this. We're going to have to look into that law after this.
Juvenile justice reform scheduled to take effect, expanding the charges those under the age of 13.
Yo, people really think that's going to change things. People really think, yo, when has stiffer laws ever changed things? It might change the motherfucking demographics, because you're going to have more people in prison. But when did tougher laws on crime ever change crime? Like, for the people that think like that is my question to people. When has that ever changed? And what are the adverse effects if it does change? Because I remember in New York, man, they was doing stop and frisk. Stop and frisk did put the crime down. But it also took a lot of people off the streets. It also took a lot of fathers out of their kids' life. Let me see. Negative effects of stop and frisk. There are, in fact, long-lasting effects exposure of high levels of stop and frisk. Recent research by Mr. Batcher Hicks and Elijah D. Camper found that black middle school students exposed to more aggressive policing. Oh my God. Hold up, y'all. Black middle school students exposed to more aggressive policing were likely to later drop out of school and less likely to enroll in college. Lasting effects of stop and frisk. Bloomberg. The negative effects on hold up. And that shit took me all the way to the bottom of the fucking page. Hold on. And evidence has emerged of the harms created by the strategy. We know now that students heavily exposed to stop and frisk are more likely to struggle in school, that young men were more likely to experience symptoms of anxiety and depression, and thus exposure, cynicism in policing and government writ large, and it made it residents more likely to retreat from civil life. In effect, Mr. Greenberg policing record, one of the greatest liberties as voters begin to appraise him at the box office may have clouded the other accomplishments that formed the strongest case for the Bears president. Data suggests vast majority of street stops made by police in New York at the height of stop and frisk weren't particularly helpful in fighting crime. Few led to arrest or uncovered weapons. So which means you just if they not making arrests, if they stopping people for no reason and they not getting anything off of them, all you doing is creating a distrust with the community. And we talking about young ages. Remember I told you, I was talking about how I've been pulled over a lot of times. A lot of times my kids is in the car. I don't know what they feel after that. You understand what I'm saying? All that's doing is keeping the distrust from the black community and the police going. Anytime a motherfucker stop and frisk for absolutely no reason. And remember I told y'all another thing. This start early on in ages, man. I'm talking about 12, 13. Police pulling you over, talking about you fit the... It creates the distrust with the people and the police. And that's not what you want, yo. The police and the people are supposed to have a good, healthy relationship. But that's not what's going on. And the police is the ones that made it that way. Few led to arrest or uncover weapons, but research has found that a small subset of stops, those based on specific suspicions by officers, are not general sweeps or racial profiling, do appear to have helped reduce crime. The problem with stop and frisk and the legal objection in New York lay with the much larger universe, essentially unproductive stops. Who's being affected by that? A professor of criminology, sociology at the University of Pennsylvania, it's going to be people who, for example, may be likely voters who are trying to go to school, who are afraid because they normally wouldn't have that interaction with police that are intrusive. That's not your average offender. That's your average citizen. For the group of people who are disproportionately black and Hispanic in New York, the effects of stop and frisk didn't end when individual police encounters did, or even as the policy wound down. It's not just that a stop happens and a minute later it's over. It was a temporary nuisance. There are long-lasting effects of exposure of high-level stop and frisk. Recent research by Mr. Blatcher Hicks and Elijah D. LaCampa found that black middle school students, we already read that. The researcher looked at parts of New York that had many stops, not necessarily because those had crime or other correlated factors, but because they happened to be assigned to a precinct commander who was more likely to advocate frequent stops. Within these neighborhoods, students may have not been stopped themselves, but they went to school in communities where this kind of policing was pervasive. The negative effects on education appeared for girls too, even though they were far less likely to be stopped by police than boys or young men. That implies the research suggests that something deeply embedded in the girls' environment, likely fear or distrust of authority that students learned from it, may have hindered their education. More police stops, the research found, that were also associated with chronic absenteeism. The study adds to other research in New York, finding that black male students who are more exposed by stop and frisk had lower test scores. And other researchers using surveys about experiences with police has found that students around the country who were arrested or stopped, who had witnessed these encounters, knew of others involved, had worse grades. That these effects appear strongest for black students suggests that aggressive policing could worsen racial achievement gaps in school as well. Other research show that negative interaction with police can shape how residents think about government and civic institutions, and even democracy more broadly. It teaches something really important and something really negative about what agents of the state and bureaucracies are supposed to be doing in your community, what role they play, what their character is. So this is what I'm saying. So let's go back to that video we were just listening to. Like aggressive policing and locking more people up, never solve problems in the black community. I don't know why people think that. but it only made things worse.
Arrested for a deadly hit and run.
I gotta move the camera over here, 'cause I
And
can't
west
keep
at the
filming.
Mondawmin Metro Center, a
Something
14-year-old shot and killed, along with a 19-year-old who survived the attack. On social media, BPD asking the public's help identifying this suspect, another seemingly young face. Some residents shocked,
I just pray they stop killing each other.
but not surprised.
These kids today, they are dangerous. We was mischievous in my day, but these kids today, they dangerous.
Many
Yeah.
holding out hope change will arrive in November when Maryland's new juvenile justice reform law is scheduled to take effect, expanding the charges those under the age of 13 can face to include sex offenses, gun violations, and cases of animal cruelty. But will a minor adjustment to consequences stop the dramatic rise in children committing major crimes?
If they 16 and below, 18 and below, they get a little slap on the wrist and they go home. And they do it again.
Only time will tell as young
So
offenders
why
show
do
no
they do
signs
it
of
again though, y'all? Like, yo, jail and prison is not a preventative resource. That's a reactatory resource, if that's a word. Like, yo, we need to find preventative resources, man. Yo, why do people and they get pushed through this? They get pushed through these type of media outlets that's pushing this. Every day they showing young boys getting in trouble, young girls getting in trouble. So it creates the perception that, like, yo, something need to be done about this shit, man. They need to go to jail. But jail and prison never helps. It only makes things worse.
going down. Now, it's also important to note that the state's attorney's data only includes the number of teenagers that they officially charged with crimes. Many more could have also been arrested and
See that?
released.
So now they
Reporting
saying,
live in Baltimore.
so now they telling y'all, but it's way worse. You know, these only the ones that was charged. The ones that got away, we didn't even count them. Like, yo, that shit ain't gonna solve anything, yo. Whoever is excited about juvenile, so let's look at this new Maryland juvenile justice law. Hold up, we gotta figure out what that is. How many people even knew that? Maryland new juvenile justice law. All right, let's see. Here you go, right here. The Washington Post. Hope I ain't gotta pay for it. The juvenile justice bill held as measures by opponents. Before crime. 28 people. Hold on, I'm trying to find a part that matters. What's Maryland's new law on juvenile crime?
According to CBS News, Wes Moore, the new law makes it possible for children ages 10 to 12 to be charged with illegal gun possession, auto theft, harming animals, and sex offenses. Today, we will sign bills that will make Maryland safer, Governor Wes Moore said.
10 to 12. So you mean to tell me, y'all, we want 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds life to be over way before it even starts? Like, yo, who allowed this bill to get signed and passed? Like, yo, we got to start doing better with voting. Yo, we got to stop allowing these news media outlets to manipulate us into thinking that we need to send our young kids to fucking prison. No, what we need is better parenting. We need better schooling. We need more resources. We need more outlets. We need to bring the PAL program back. We need, like, yo, we need after school program. That's what we need. Yo, because these kids are only committing these crimes out of boredom, y'all. It's boredom. If you don't got nothing to do, you make something to do. And a lot of times, if you in environments where all you saying is negativity, then what the fuck is you gonna do? Like, it's simple, but they make it seem like, yo, this is a fucking world crisis. Nobody knows what to do about it. How about some of these schools that's closed down? How about putting some motherfucking rec centers in them bitches? Yo, we got, let me see how many schools closed down in Baltimore. How many schools have been closed in Baltimore? 30 school buildings in a decade. This was from 2010. In the last 10 years, y'all, Baltimore then closed 30 fucking schools. But they just built a state-of-the-art motherfucking juvenile justice center right across from DOC. Like, y'all don't see what's going on? I can't see the comments, y'all. Yo, I take care of my kids. Hey, man. I don't know what you talking about. I'm with my kids 24/7. You must be new to the channel, buddy. These parents, yeah, Tori, these parents got to be held accountable, man. It got to be held accountable. But this the thing, Tori. This the thing people not telling you. No Child Left Behind been in effect in 20 years. In the last 20 years, we've been passing failing kids. We have been passing the fucking public school system has been passing failing kids for the last 20 years. So what do that lead to? Failing adults. It leads to failing adults. So now you got parents raising children who mentally they still probably in the fucking 6th, 7th grade. So it's like, yo, we gotta start with what matters first. Like, we can't just talk about the problems and not think of no other ways to fix the problem. We gotta at least figure out, where did this problem start? It started with the last 20 years we have been passing failing kids. 20 years now. Some of these adults are my age. Basically my age and younger. They've been getting pushed all through school. Now they was unproductive in school. Now they become unproductive adults and become unproductive parents. So that's why you got nowadays, you see parents hanging with the kids and, you know, parents committing crimes with the kids because mentally they probably never fucking passed the 8th grade. That's just what it is. But what we trying to do is just start locking niggas up. Locking kids up, yo, that is never going to fix the problems. It only made things worse. What the fuck you think mass incarceration did to the fucking young black youth in America? The same thing. Yo, when I was growing up, yo, it might have been 30 of us. Yo, wasn't no fathers around. No fathers. So what the fuck do we do in that situation? What do you do in a situation where you don't got no oversight? Your mother is working 2-3 jobs to put food on the table. Y'all still struggling. Your father doing whatever he doing. He might be getting high or in prison. But it get presented to the people that black men don't take care of their kids. Black men is not being a part of their children's life. No, that's not what happened. Black men was attacked and thrown out the household. And left the woman to fend for themselves and left the kids to fend for themselves. Like, that's what really happened. Like, nobody wants to tell the real story. Everybody just want to believe what they're being told, y'all. Nobody wants to tell the real fucking story. The real story is there's been laws put in place that put us in these situations and got our kids out this bitch acting bad because they ain't got nothing to do. And when, as a child, you full of energy. You full of energy. So if you don't have nothing to do, you're going to find something to do. And a lot of times, it might be armed robbery, strong arm robbery. It might be stealing cars. But if you give them another outlet, another decision to make, yo, we might start saying different decisions. We might start saying different things going on with our children, yo, other than what the fuck we saying right now, yo. Straight up, yo. We saying our kids, yo, crash out at high rates because there's nothing else for them to fucking do. And then the other solution is keep them in the house, you know, put them on a curfew. But the problem is most of their problems is in the house. That's why they outside 24 motherfucking 7. Yo, these cities and these states get funding to give these kids something to do. Where the fuck is the money going? That's the real fucking problem. Where's the money going? They need to start auditing these motherfucking cities to figure out where's the money going that was donated or that was set aside for these kids in these programs. But yo, send them to prison. Yo, they say, yo, you can get charged at ages younger than at 10 to 12 years old. How many 10 to 12-year-olds even fit under that criteria? So the ones that do, you just going wrong. You just going to fuck their life up off the rip. Man, fuck no, man. That shit ain't going to be that ain't no fucking solution. That's just creating a bigger fucking problem. That's just creating a bigger problem. Yo, 10 to 12, y'all. Well, I want to hear it again for people that just came in. This is Baltimore. This is Maryland's solution with the juvenile crimes. What is the juvenile crime bill ready to be passed in November? Here you go. I found the article. These are black people too, y'all. They call it Juvenile Justice Reform Act. Let's listen to this. The Juvenile Justice Reform. Yo, this is not reform, yo. I thought reform was to make things better. This ain't reform. This is going backwards. And it's a black man. Wes Moore is the governor of Maryland is a black man.
Call 877 cash now to get a $100 gift card for a free quote.
Here we go. Listen to this, y'all.
Today, the governor signed a controversial juvenile justice reform bill into law. This is an effort, of course, to combat juvenile crime. We know it's been an issue for years now.
Yes, it has, and our team coverage continues with Jessica Albert on your corner at the State House to break down the key components of the bill. Jessica.
Anytime we talk about something real, they freeze my fucking check.
This is a very landmark piece of legislation here because communities all across Maryland have seen significant spikes in juvenile crime over the last couple years. One of the biggest supporters of this bill is Baltimore City State's Attorney Ivan Bates.
I bet he is. I guarantee Marilyn Mosby would have never signed off on no shit like that. That's why they wanted her out of office. Ivan Bates, the biggest supporter.
The Juvenile Justice Reform Act is now law in Maryland.
Today, we will sign bills that will make Maryland safer.
Governor Wes Moore signed it Thursday in the state's final.
Yo, where are they getting this from? Yo, show me some studies that say when you become tougher on crime, the numbers go down. Yo, can somebody show me any study that says that? Any reputable study that says, yo, when you tougher on crime, numbers go down. Without it having serious consequences on the back end. I don't think that should exist. I think we're moving backwards.
Final bill signing of the 2024 legislative season.
And this issue mattered too much to think that we could hope or urge or pray or insist that the legislature do more without actually being willing to do the work ourselves.
The new law makes it possible for kids ages 10 to 12 to be charged for illegal gun possession, auto theft, harming animals, and sex offenses. Lawmakers introduced it earlier this year to address the alarming spike in juvenile crime statewide.
You see what they did, right? So they throw harming animals and all that other shit in there just so it can fit. You know, it can fit the narrative of juveniles. Yo, but it's really about the guns. It's really about the guns, and it's really about the other thing they say. Hold up.
According to data from the Maryland Department of Juvenile Services, juvenile crime complaints have increased nearly 75% in recent years, from 7,100 complaints in 2021 to more than 12,000 in 2023. From 2020 to 2023, carjacking offenses increased more than 85%, and handgun violations increased nearly 220%.
It's all parts of the system coming together to organize around a clear vision to create safer communities for all.
This is a major bill, and to me, the people who benefit are individuals who want to rehabilitate young children.
Baltimore City State's Attorney Ivan Bates was in Annapolis for the bill signing. He highlights other aspects of the bill that will benefit youth in Baltimore and across the state. It forms a commission to hold the Department of Juvenile Services accountable and extends probation for young offenders, giving them more opportunity for rehabilitation.
Why they couldn't hold them accountable without all the extra shit? Remember what I told y'all about these bills? They throw a highlighting issue, but the thing that really matters are the underlying writings that's in the bill. It's always pay attention to the underlying writings in the bill, not just the part of the bill that's highlighted, because that's the part they just want you to know about. It's really the underlying effects, like No Child Left Behind. It was designed to get kids that was up there in age out of school. You know, we ain't want to have kids 21 and 22 still going to school. But it also incentivized schooling. It incentivized testing. Basically saying that if your school don't pass this test, then your school not going to get funded. Which in turns, if you're not getting funding, the school gets shut down. Teachers and principals get fired. So what happened was, teachers and principals, in order to keep their school up and running and to keep their jobs, they started lying on test scores. Now you got kids that's with 12th graders reading on the 3rd grade level. That's how that happens, y'all. That's how that happens. But they act like they don't understand, like they don't understand what the fuck going on.
It's not to throw them in jail or anything like that. It's to get them the services that they really need and that they're crying out for based on their actions.
If you want to get them the service they really need, yo, give them something to do, y'all. That's what the fuck they need. They need to get out the house if the house is not suitable to be raising children. And we know we do have a segment in our community that's living like that. Need to get them out the house, get them in some type of sports, get them in some type of program that's free. Like back in the day, we had free programs. Cities get paid for these programs to be free. But opening up jails, sending them to prison. So this is just the first step. The next step is going to be, we need to start charging these young kids that's juveniles. We need to lessen the age the way so they can be charged as an adult. We need to make it 13 now. Now it's 15 and some months. We need to make it 13 because they're committing crimes. I'm trying to tell y'all how this system works. You give them an inch, they take a mile. But look, my chat done paused, y'all. So let me go to YouTube and see what y'all saying. This the 4th time they done did this with my videos. Keep pausing my fucking chat. Mess up the whole live. How you gonna have a live and the chat pause? Box truck, what it do? Yeah, straight up. It should be criminal act to have children out of wedlock. Make it $1,000 fine. Generations of the community. Not even just that, yo. People just gotta be better with decision making, yo. Like, that's why I always be preaching character, yo. Pay attention to a person's character, man. Because you can spot a deadbeat way before you have a child by him. Just pay attention to the character. Kids need 2 parents. I agree, Tori. Kids definitely need 2 parents. Yeah, Deshaun, yo, this shit gotta be talked about, y'all. Yeah, the root of the see, but that's the thing. That's the thing. Stranger the danger. It's the parents because yo, the parents is not educated. Yo, they not. Yo, a lot of these parents show that they adults now, yo, but they still got the mentality of a child, bro, because they got passed all through school. They got passed all through school, yo. They really failed. They really wasn't supposed to graduate. So it's giving them a fake source of reality. Like, all right, I got everything going. I know what I'm doing, but in reality, you don't. You ain't got no education. They broke down the education system first. That's what we got. The education system got broke down first before the kids started acting wild. It's crazy they paused my fucking chat, yo. That's bullshit, YouTube, yo. They need to stop doing. That's the third. Yo, this the third time they did this to me, y'all. Keep pausing my fucking chat. Nah, bro. Too evil to hope. They lied on the test scores, bro. They lied. They lied. I didn't read report. They lied on test scores. They lied on report cards. If you want to know your see what they do is a child might have an E or F, whatever they're using. E, F, F, F. So they got an E in science, an E in math, an E in social studies, but an A in art, an A in gym, and a B in motherfucking music. And they average that out to a 60%. That's what they doing. Just so they can pass kids, yo, but you can't blame the principals. You can't blame the teachers because what are you going to... Their hands is tied. If this school gets shut down, we lose our job. Like, it's common sense what would you do in that situation? If you was faced with telling the truth about your kids' school and their test scores and their grades versus losing my job, which means I gotta find another job. I'm losing my comfortability. I might lose my home. I might lose my car. I might lose teachers getting fired or teachers losing their job. Like it's too much riding on it. They need to get rid of No Child Left Behind, yo. I'm trying to tell y'all that is the root of our fucking problems with the kids. It's the root of it, man. It's been going on for 20 years. And you got all these public speakers and nobody is speaking about this shit. But is it like, yo, like how are we gonna say children is our future, but we don't want to invest in the children? We want to invest in prisons. If children are the future, yo, we need to invest in preventative measures. I'm trying to tell y'all how this shit work. I remember Youngin being bored, y'all. Stealing cars, what they say is up 100-something%. That's a boredom crime as a juvenile. That's a boredom crime because it gives you something to talk about. Might take the police on the chase. It's all centered around boredom. Now at least we got something. Even if we get locked up, we got a story to talk about for fucking the next 3 weeks. I'm trying to tell y'all, yo. This shit frustrating, yo, to see black people cheering this shit on, yo. Like, yo, we is losing. We losing all around the board. You're right, Ray McDonald. That is a thing. They do want to be rappers and influencers now because that's what's being promoted to them. That's the people that they saying winning, you know. And then now we giving them the worst of the worst. We got YSL Woodies and Trenches Newses and FBG Butters and all these characters. We got them all over the fucking internet. FYBJ mains and like, yo, we don't have nobody with a voice that got integrity speaking on multiple platforms right now. We might got 1 or 2. Everybody else is selling out. Everybody else is selling out. Yo, I remember my mother used to say, man, back when she was in school, they had trades in schools. Like, yo, this is how you invest in the community, yo. You don't invest in the community by building prisons and getting tougher on laws, on juveniles. That's not investing in the community. That's not a win for the community. Because that's just the start. Like I said, the next move is, because this ain't gonna work, the next move is, yo, we gotta start charging them as adults at 12. We gotta start charging them as adults at 12. Yo, the reason I think like this, yo, I was just telling my brother this the other day. I got locked up, yo. I got locked up for murder at 19 years old, bro. Y'all. 19 years old. Locked me up at 19. Dropped the charges at my preliminary. A week before I bailed out. Left my mother with a $10,000 bail. So the next year they came back, they charged me again. Yo. That was 18 years ago. So during that time frame, yo, I seen so many young boys. I didn't even realize I was young at the time. But these boys was younger than me. I'm talking about, yo, 50 years, 30 years, 40 years. I'm like, yo, so now I'm being 38, maybe 39. I be thinking about them niggas like, yo, damn, yo, like, do they still in that bitch? And I just think about how much I've grown mentally since then. So it's like, yo, we not even giving our kids a chance to even get it right. We send them to prison fucking now they talking about 10 to 12. Yo, they growing up in some of the worst environments. They growing up in some of the worst households. What do you expect from them? If you don't fix the community, what the fuck do you expect from the fruits that it bears? That's all I'm saying, y'all. If you don't fix the household, what do you expect from the fruits that it bears? Yo, very seldom roses grow from concrete, yo. It's normally motherfucking weeds and sticks and rocks and you understand what I'm saying? It's like, yo, none of this shit is gonna work until we start pumping some real resources into the community, yo. I will never be one of them ones that's cheering juveniles going to prison for the rest of their fucking life. Ever. Because I remember being young. I remember being misguided. I remember seeing them young boys going to prison early as a bitch. And now at 39, I be like, damn, yo, I don't think nowhere near how I used to think back then. And that's typically how it happens. All our kids need is a chance to fucking grow, y'all. Eventually they'll get it right. Now you got bad seeds. Of course. You got them in every community. In every community you got bad seeds, yo, but it's not as much as people think it is, yo. Most of these kids, 17, 18, they just who they are because of peer pressure. Because of the people that they hanging around. Because they can't get outside their community to meet other people and bump shoulders with other kids and learn other things. For the most part, they restricted to their fucking environment. Hey, shut up. That's all I'm saying, man. You give them a chance to grow, you'll see some different results, man. But villainizing them and demonizing them ain't the way to go. Even if they doing it to themselves. Even if they saying it. Like, yo, we out here calling our young kids demons. And running with it. Man, they demons. Man, fuck out of here, yo. I keep telling y'all demons are born. Yo, these kids ain't born that way. Not 99% of them. The environment turns them into who they are, man. Boredom turns them into who they are, man. And until we fix the problem with boredom in our community, then, yo, we going to keep having these problems, yo. But locking them up at 10 and 12 is not the answer. It's not the answer. I don't give a fuck what the news is telling you. I don't give a fuck how much they popularize juveniles committing crimes and how much they tell you how dangerous they are. Just thinking if we can transition this energy that they got into something else. Man, we might have fucking doctors and lawyers out this bitch. If we can transition this energy that they putting into doing the wrong shit into the right things to do. Man, ain't no telling what we'll see from our community, yo. But locking niggas up, they ain't gonna do nothing but make it worse. You just making a better, more hardened criminal at 10 years old. Straight up. I read the no child. I read the fuck I just read. The stopping frisk, yo, what that was doing to the kids in New York. All it does is create mistrust, yo, of government, mistrust of the system. It's just gonna be starting earlier now. But it ain't the solve to the problems at all. It's actually just the beginning of the problems. But let me know how y'all feel about us in the comments. It's another day of KBG News, and I'm out.